All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Card Talk. I'm Ryan, joined as always by Tyler and Lou. And today we are officially starting season 3 of Card Talk. We are back with season 3, and we have a lot to get into today. This is definitely going to be a big episode. But as usual, I think we should start with what's on your mind, because I think one of us had a nice night last night. Lou and his Georgia Bulldogs winning the national championship. Lou, we'll start with you. What's on your mind?
Okay, we said this pregame. I will not come in here and claim to be a big Georgia fan. It's definitely been a fun journey. Not saying that they couldn't get the job done. I come aboard, they finally get the job done. Not saying there's any connection between those two things, but it's something to think about for sure. Like I said,
more of a Michigan man. It's more of a Michigan.
That's not what we have on record at the start of last season.
No, fair game. It was a tough road last year too, right? Like you dealt with a little. I mean, you dealt with like a little pain for half a second, right?
You mean like in my sports life in general?
No. I mean, like Georgia wasn't that good not that long ago.
Yeah, listen, I've been a fan since day one, since like September of this year. So I don't really know.
God, I thought we had another year on there.
No. Freshman year for my sister, so I'm just getting in the mix now. But great game. It was a great game in general. It was a really, really enjoyable game. Unfortunate what happened with Jameson Williams. Of course, I want him to just draft him, and he immediately pops an ACL. But great game. Good for the Bulldogs. Stetson Bennett is a legend forever in the state of Georgia.
Lou,
college football has this great ability to make like early third quarter feel like the end of the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Everything just starts to get so exciting and like back and forth down the stretch. Feels like you're watching a fourth quarter the whole second half.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a great second half, and the fourth quarter, Georgia just beat the hell out of Bama, which is crazy.
Yeah, they did.
And I'll be honest. It was cool to see. Like, I do not like Alabama. I've been very open about that. Like, they just win all the time. I mean, Nick Saban is the greatest college football coach I've ever seen. It was cool to see Saban and Kirby Smart talk after. Like, Saban was so respectful and like, dude, you guys beat our ass in the fourth quarter. Like, he was so like respectful. It just in a moment like that where Saban could have gone seven. I think could have been his 7th title or 8th title, like something crazy. He was like, hey, that's only his 2nd loss ever to an assistant. They were actually both this year. But in that moment, like, it was just cool to see them like talking in that. I thought that was a job well done by Saban.
It's also unbelievable to look at when you watch those two teams play. They are so much better than all the other teams. Like the talent on the
defense was insane.
The speed on the field is out of control when those two teams play each other.
And then when the backup dude comes in, you're like, yeah, dude's a stud.
Like Bama has that edge guy who's like he's a sophomore.
Will
Allen. He's the best. Yeah, like he's the best.
Yeah.
Will Anderson. Like he's
Will
the best
Anderson,
player in the country.
Yeah.
It's like okay, cool. That's
stud. That kid's amazing.
Right, you talking about Saban gave me a little Lewis Hamilton post-L vibes. Just kind of like all class, giving love to the dude that beat him. Good game. I was just thinking about that. Two goats for sure. But I think the Saban thing, actually, I think he has lost to assistant before. But it was the first time was this year. No, but I think he lost to an assistant. It was assistants at Alabama.
Oh, okay, fair.
I think it was assistants at Alabama. Yeah,
sure. Yeah, I know his first one was Jimbo
against
A&M this year.
All right, so Lou, that was what's on your mind. Ryan, what you got?
I tweeted about this last night. I cannot believe college football has 8 months off now. That's way too long. Way too long. We got to get more in line with like F1, where it's like 90 days off and much quicker. 8 months. I mean, that's like college football isn't like we won't have college football again until after the national. Like, we're closer to the national than we are, college football. I mean, we got 250 days till college football, 240 days. I mean, that's
here we go.
Yeah. How about how many days for the national though?
It was like what, Jay? 203 last week, 205 last week. So that would put us under 200.
Don't you?
Wow, we're inside 200.
No, I don't. I definitely don't have an app for it.
We're inside 200.
Yeah, so I think we were inside 200. Yeah, college football. I mean, I wish Ohio State would have been there, especially after the year before getting the brakes beat off of us by that dominant Alabama team last year. Just want to win a national title so bad. It's so hard to do. And like Lou said, those teams last night were fast, and I'm not sure we would have won, but it would have been fun to just be there. So ready for college football to be back. But I know we'll get into this later. I know it's one thing we want to talk about, but it seems like cards are picking up steam in the first half of 2022. We'll get into it in a second. I know we're going to talk about some of the Goldin auctions, but a lot of stuff ended hot on Goldin. I can tell you there's been a lot more, like we're busy in shop, selling a lot of stuff on eBay at the moment, just doing a lot of transacting, seeing a lot of people looking for a lot of different things. So I would say cards are hot. What's hot? That's a different conversation. Not everything is hot. Zion PSA 9s and 10s are not hot. Luka PSA 9s and 10s are not hot. But there are cards right now that are hot and things that are picking up steam. So that would be what's on my mind.
Yeah, I hear that for sure. Not to forget also about Zion. He doesn't play. Like he doesn't even play. And he'll have missed the whole first half of the.
Not even close to playing.
He's not even in the league.
He's not even in the same state as the team.
Yeah, like he ain't even playing, bro. And something's got to be happening there. Is he? I don't know, but I guess that's a little bit on my mind too. I want to kick off what's on my mind with a little bit of an announcement for the crew. As of season 3 and going forth, eBay, who's been an amazing partner for us over the last kind of 18 months, was a launch partner, kicked off all things Card Talk with us. We did Card Talk Live with them. They sponsored the Play of the Week segment and At Large the show. Will no longer be working with us on a kind of episode by episode basis. We still have some things in the works around some live stuff, what have you. But yeah, wanted to bring everyone into that announcement, let everyone know we plan on coming at season 3 harder than ever. We're in works and talks with a little bit of heading out to Ryan's shop potentially end of the month here. I know we got Dallas. There's a January show. Ryan will be there. March, I think we're going to plan on coming in pretty hot. We're under 200 days to the national. And there's a lot of different things we look forward to doing and bringing value to the people that consume and listen to the show. So we're pumped. We're excited to kick off and launch season 3. Other things that are on my mind, the CEO of Leaf. I don't know if you guys saw those comments. He was on a pod and he said that their upcoming soccer product is going to be the single best checklist of a soccer product ever released.
I did not see this.
From his mouth. He said that their autograph checklist is going to be unmatchable.
That's dope.
Holy shit.
I
didn't see that.
Not.
It's interesting. I was like, because then I go to his website the whole day of my channel, like, okay.
I'm just playing it, just calling it like I see it.
You said what, Luke?
He's saying that he's throwing some comments out.
He's an interesting guy.
Okay, I got you.
But hey, look, European soccer players, European footy players are known to, like a check or two, especially their agents. And there's some key autos that have not been hitting cards yet early on.
Yeah, because he wants an insane amount of money.
And maybe they gave it to him. There's a lot of money in the market nowadays. So potentially, who knows?
He said this. I know nothing. So what is this?
So the rumor again, I heard this years and years ago. This is all just hearsay, but the rumor was always that like Mbappe had wanted more money than Ronaldo and Messi combined per autograph to sign. That was kind of the rumor, was that like he wanted some crazy amount of money to sign autographs,
like tens of thousands of dollars.
I have no idea what tops are
crazy money
pay him, but I'm assuming it's a lot. And he's never had an autograph in a product because of that, I would assume.
Let's see if this works.
If the rumor's true. Now, Ty, like you're looking into something. Leaf said, Brian, you're saying that Brian Gray had gone on record and talked about the checklist being great. I will say, you
guys seeing this?
Nope.
In a market dominated by licensed products, that's definitely, people definitely prefer license at the moment. Leaf does do a great job on some of their products. Their Leaf All-American stuff, I have probably ripped 3 cases in the last 6 weeks of 2020 Leaf All-American. It's like high school guys before they come out. So full disclosure, I ripped 3 cases of like 2020, which has Bajon Robinson from Texas, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Will Anderson, Michael Mayer from Notre Dame. Like this, it's loaded. It's a fun rip. It's not super expensive. So Leaf does do they do have some very cool products. Their Pop Century stuff's cool. So I'm excited to see what it looks like.
And I think with that,
sounds awesome.
As things keep going forward, the collectability around certain cards, the supply and demand will matter. And I think that the licensing thing is important. But as we move way more and more to fans of individuals than teams, I do think that there's a window for that. So I don't know if
1000%.
the volume's going to come through on this, but this is my man right here.
Soccer.
We can hear it.
Major investment in soccer.
You can hear it?
Our checklist for this year's soccer will be the greatest checklist ever for a soccer set. No company will ever compete with what we're putting on the table this year. It's not their fault. We should have the best autograph checklist of all time. So soccer, we made a major investment in soccer.
Wow.
All right, can we pause that?
Our checklist for this year's soccer will be the greatest checklist ever for a soccer set.
He's going through it twice like Jay.
He's doing the
So listen.
It's kind of tough to be like, hey, no one can compete with our checklist. Like that's no disrespect.
I respect the
no
showmanship.
Disrespect.
I respect the showmanship. But if my man brings out the Mbappe auto,
then he wins.
It's a wrap.
That's it. It's over.
It's a wrap.
And I hope he does. That'd be awesome.
I kind of think he might. Seems like he's got something sneaky up his sleeve. You don't say that without having some up your sleeve.
I don't know who else you could have outside of Mbappe that would be the best checklist ever.
Yeah, unless you do. Yeah, you can't say it's the best checklist ever if Mbappe auto isn't in it.
What if it has like Messi, Ronaldo?
No, it's been done. Pulisic
Together?
Yeah, like it's just
are there duels? Are there duels
out there
floating around?
Yeah, they're in Topps Inception.
Has to be Mbappe.
I mean,
it has to be.
It must.
If it's not, it's a huge disappointment, I would think.
I mean,
right?
Ty, is there anybody else that could even be close?
I'm trying to brag.
I mean, Holland has autos.
He just put a banger. Yeah, exactly. Unless he just like put together something crazy. But my personal take would be if Mbappe's not in it, that's a little bit of an audacious to go there because there's still
everything
room
else has been done.
Yeah, I hope they have it. Don't they doesn't Leaf do those like dual and triple and is it possible they have something
sports?
Is
like
it possible they have something?
Sports.
Is it possible they have something like that? And that's what he's saying. Like it could be the first time there's like a Leo, a Messi, and like all on the same card.
And that's where I'm like, right in my head, I'm like, it is possible. It would just be as from one person's point of view.
Pele has autos though.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Jay said could it be a vintage guy, Pele, but Pele has
there was some dope Goldin stuff stuff sold on Goldin this past weekend. So Leaf, that's on my mind. I'm sure we'll hear more. I'm sure we'll get more into that. Remember, guys, the World Cup's coming this year, and so I hope you know I'm talking about footy every single show that we have. Last night, Herb Street, during the Natty Chip, they ran a hockey promo, and he goes, "Oh, a hockey promo." He was so caught off guard. He's like a hockey promo during the chip game. So I was laughing about that. If you go to PaniniAmerica.com, I was doing some like little checking things out the other night. The first 3 things they rip in your face are NFTs, which was just an interesting anecdote for me to see. I was like, huh, interesting. And then we'll get into it. But Ryan Tannehill just continues to play football.
So let's just get in. Let's just do it right now. Then we did predictions earlier this year, the start of the season, where we predicted who we thought was going to go to the Super Bowl, who was going to win MVP, Offensive Rookie of the Year, all that, all that jazz. But we got the playoff bracket is set, so we figured we would go through the matchups and see basically who's going to go to the Super Bowl, who's going to go to the Super Bowl, who's going to win the Super Bowl. So basically from the start of the year, I'm the only one that has no possible shot to win because I picked the Browns over the Rams. Rip to me on that. Lou picked the Chiefs over the Bears, and then Tyler has the only possible matchup, Titans over the Bucks. So Ty, that's what we predicted. So what are you going with, Ty, right now? Looking at this bracket, you've got first round matchups: Chiefs, Steelers, Bills, Patriots, Bengals, Raiders, and then Bucks, Eagles, Cowboys, Niners, Rams, Cardinals. So who are you picking to go win it all?
It's sneaky. I mean, there's a couple different. There's me saying, how can I not just double down? Especially because Tom Brady. Yeah, I'm taking the Buccaneers and the Titans. I'm going down with my ship. Sticking with it. I'm going down with the ship. What I was contemplating is the Cardinals, to be frank. I don't know, I have this weird vibe of like they have did Brown just get hurt? Is he out?
Who Brown? Brown who?
Don't they have who do they have? My man from the old Bengals receiver. AJ Green, Brown. Colors, bro. AJ Green.
Hasn't been.
Is he hurt?
I don't think he's been playing a lot.
I saw him make a catch like a week. Yeah, this past week. But then I thought he might get hurt.
AJ Green is the reason the Cardinals have no shot.
Bro, I have weird OG vintage Cardinals Kurt Warner vibes, and I feel like they might be nice. Yeah, I know he's not nice, but he's.
The Cardinals have Greg Dortch on their team, former Jet.
Is what I'm saying. They might be a team of destiny. It might be one of those things where they're just
Shout out
being
to Jay
sneaky.
for dropping a comment that said AJ Green isn't good anymore. Christian Kirk is their number one.
Hopkins is hurt. No, Ryan, you're getting caught here.
Yeah, no.
Hop's been hurt a lot.
Yeah, Kirk might be their number one now. He's not their number one this season. The
fair point.
Top
fair
three
play.
wide receiver in football.
So that's what I got. Look, the Packers lose again in the NFC Championship. I mean, if so, Rodgers is a fraud, right?
Yeah, the problem with the Cardinals is they have such a tough road. They have to beat the Rams, the Packers, and then whoever's in the NFC Championship.
I know, but a weird thing happens in the NFL playoffs where kind of like the tough road makes the best team.
Yeah, you're right about that. That's true, actually.
Lou, who are you going with here?
I'm obviously keeping the Chiefs in the AFC.
So you're taking the Chiefs to come out?
Yeah, I am. I don't – actually, you know what? Can I change it?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go Bengals.
Let's go. That would be
Joey Fuss. That would be so sick.
I'm saying Joey B, just with like a little bit of sauce on it. Joey B and Jamar. But the Death Star, Green Bay is going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's who I want to pick so bad. I
the Death Star, huh?
They're so good.
They're so good. And Rodgers is just like
on a mission.
He hates
say whatever you want.
Everyone, which is pretty
he hates
cool.
Everything. And he wants to kill everybody.
Yeah, he does.
So
he does for sure.
That's my pick.
Yeah, so I was thinking about this earlier. This man. There's some good games. I mean, because like if the Bengals win, which
going to be awesome.
If the Bengals win, which I want, like if Chalk wins, right, you'd have Chiefs Bills, which was one of the crazier games this year when the Bills beat the brakes off the Chiefs, and then you'd have the Bengals at the Titans, and I want the Bengals to win so bad. I'm obviously anti Ryan Tannehill in this. Man, I do not. I want the Chiefs to beat the Bills, but the Chiefs have not shown that this year. And if I pick the Bills, I'm picking the Titans over the Bills, and I don't want to pick the Titans. Like this is terrible. The outcome in this is not good. I love Lou's pick, Bengals Packers. That is fantastic. That is one of the best picks. I would love to see that happen. Gosh. I don't think the Chiefs are getting it done this year. This sucks, man. It's Bills or Titans. I mean, I do not want to see either one of those teams go. That sounds awful. I'm going with the Pack. I'm going with the Packers out of the NFC. God, Titans. The smart pick here is the Titans. Like they're good, and they're about to get Derrick Henry back, and he's the best. That's just going to make them even tougher. As much as I do not want to see it, I'm going straight chalk here. Packers, Titans. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's anybody but Tennessee. I would love to see Bengals, Chiefs, or Patriots, but it's going to be Packers, Titans. So Packers, Titans would be my pick.
The amount of thought you just put into that in the last 30 seconds was unbelievable.
It was like the guy at the board.
Oh, he's like the election night guy, like doing the counties. He's
yeah, that was
we gotta pick winners. We gotta pick winners.
Packers.
Green Bay.
Packers.
Titans. Tannehill with a ring. Oh my goodness.
I
know
really
what's
hope
funny?
I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, and it's Bengals or anybody other than the freaking Titans. But
In the preseason post, all the comments are like, "You guys hate the Bills. The Bills are going to the Super Bowl." Blah blah blah. No one respects the Bills.
No
I
one
want all
likes
the
the
Bills
Bills,
fans
right?
to hear it. No one likes you guys. You
Lou,
guys suck. Your
I
quarterback
asked
stinks,
Ty
and you're finished.
before you got on. I asked Lou, who do you want to see in the Super Bowl less? Who would you rather see not go? The Patriots or the Bills? He's like, the Bills.
It's not even close.
Yeah, I get that.
All right, so there's our predictions. 1.2, but I think we should hit on the news that dropped. What? Right around Christmas. We didn't talk about it. Season 2 finale got delayed, and then we did season 2 finale, so we didn't talk about it. But we haven't really hit on Fanatics and Tops.
That was
Obviously.
way after Christmas. I was confused what you were doing there.
Was it? Was it
Yeah,
that
that
recent?
It was like Halloween, right?
Halloween.
Brother, it was in like the last 2 weeks.
No, it was January 3rd was the day it got announced.
I thought it was like Christmas.
No, because it was 2022, like first thing of 2022. It was Tops buying Fanatics buying Tops.
Well, you were on the IR.
Yeah, down
pretty
bad.
Yeah,
much.
you were. Yeah, you
Yeah.
were.
But yeah, let's get into that. Obviously, crazy business move, right? I mean, they right before that merger with Eisner, they get the licenses. Tops definitely didn't hold up the same value they were having expected before that. They come in, now they buy Tops, and it sounds like from what we've been hearing that Fanatics is not going to do really anything other than run it. Tops they're going to merge with their employees. They're going to keep the products. They're going to just keep the Tops logo, and Fanatics is going to run it. Is that how you guys see it happening?
Yeah, I think Josh said it best. He was like, Tops has always and will always make baseball cards. And that's great. Like, I see no issues with this.
So, to my understanding, rough ballpark numbers, I think when the SPAC thing was happening before Fanatics won the licenses, it was roughly valued at like 1.3 billion was the numbers. I think the purchase price was around 500 million or so. They purchased, to my understanding, the physical trading card unit as well as the digital collectibles unit, and not the confectionery unit. I'm pretty sure they make like rain pops. They might make
a ton of stuff.
Yeah, they make a ton of different stuff that's sneaky that you wouldn't know about. Pig League Chew, shout out Jay. So they didn't acquire that side of the businesses. What's neat and cool is, Fanatics Holdco owns Tops. They've been hinting at maybe one other comes into the mix, whether that's Upper Deck, Leaf, Panini, who knows?
I don't think it's a hint. I think it's like an inevitability. I think they're saying,
yeah, like we're making other plays. My gut says they spin up something on their own as well. That's like kind of another branch, but they have the licenses. So now you've got Topps Chrome technology back in the mix with NFL, NBA, and MLB. I think you've got Fanatics expertise in understanding product lines and different price points and that whole thing, which is going to be fun to take Topps branding and kind of put a refresh 2022 modern look at how to create product, release product, work with whether it's influencers or relationships, work with breakers, etc. I think all that stuff is just going to level up, and it's. I think that there's starting to be some more clarity. So it's removing some of the FUD, which is a big NFT thing of just like general worriness about what may happen. I think we're starting to get a little bit more clarity, coupled with the new year, tax season ending, what's happened with the cash coming into the system and COVID coming back around. It just feels like there's a lot of positive momentum around not only cards, but all things collectibles. And I think that goes to alternative assets. And I think fractional is also a huge aspect. I think these platforms are maturing a little bit. Again, if you think about 2 years was day one of like the explosion, some companies that are starting to mature and get their footing a little bit better. Otis, Alt is still super sneaky. I think Nicole came over from eBay. And so I just think there's a lot of health in alternative asset collecting right now, both across physical and digital. And but supply and demand, I think, is more important than ever.
I think to me, the biggest piece of that is that it's great that we get to keep the tops, the logos, the sets, and all that. My hope is now that with like them integrating with Fanatics, it like levels up their business ops. Like that's the most important thing, because that's probably the biggest concern going around cards right now. I think with both big companies, everyone's really worried about redemptions, release schedule, production runs, all that stuff. And so hopefully in this world, they'll have some real players in there who can level up the business.
Yeah, Lou and I agree. This is one thing. Lou and I don't agree on a lot of things. Ohio State, Michigan, Jets, Patriots. We could go down the list. Lou and I do not agree on a lot of things. That's what makes this fun. We agree. I think Lou and I agree a lot on the current ops of the card market, the release schedule especially. We've talked about that before. And it's not just, we talk about Panini a lot because Panini has two sports, right? They do basketball and they do football. But this is happening across the entire board. I mean, Upper Deck has canceled hockey releases. Just, we're not going to make them. Like, canceled product. Topps is pushing things back. Like, we just got orders for Donruss basketball, which was supposed to come out Friday. Donruss basketball was supposed to release this Friday. We just got orders for it, and it's no, it just got pushed back to like February 6th.
What does you just got orders for it mean? What does that mean?
Like numbers for it, like the numbers for the product,
the prices,
how much you're getting came in later, and it was like, hey, sorry, this is late, it's coming in, it's releasing Friday, and it's like, nope, it's getting pushed back. Like Prism, I don't know if we talked about this, I don't know if you guys were aware of this. It was under the radar on Twitter. It took me a while to find this out. So Prism football was scheduled to release January 26th.
Oh my God. I didn't even realize that like football season's over now.
So hear me out.
And there's nothing.
Because I'm gonna talk about this.
Sorry.
So it was scheduled. No, you're good. It was scheduled for the 26th, Lou. It is now a March release. So think of all of the products that have not come out, right? I'm not picking on Panini. It's just these are the products that come to mind, right? I'm a football guy. That's what I prefer to collect. Football season will end in the next 5 weeks, right? 5-6 weeks, I think. 5 weeks it'll end. We do not have Optic, Select, Flawless, NT, Prism. Mosaic comes out tomorrow. By the time this podcast is live, it'll be out. Like, a lot of the major products aren't out yet, and this is happening across the board. So I agree with Lou on the optics take. That's still been my biggest concern. I mean, we're in January now, and we just got hoops. That was fun, but there's a lot of product that we still don't have, especially the ones that people really care about. And I just wonder how that affects the card market later. It's hot now. It's for sure hot, but it'll be interesting to watch how that plays out.
Smells like opportunity. Smells like opportunity. Gambling, bro. Gambling just went live in New York on Saturday. Again, we had this little 3-week stretch where we were talking about box breaking, and it's similar to pretty much going to the casino. Like, people talk about putting on a VR headset and playing blackjack. Just go on Instagram Live and tune into a break. When this product release over the next 2 years calendar gets back rocking and rolling, when some of the operations are back in the mix, I do just see a really groundswell of momentum there to be had, because the demand is still bigger than ever. Sports continue to cruise. All these different classes are getting unearthed and more mature. And I think it's time with Fanatics coming in, it's going to be a breath of fresh air from an operational expertise, et cetera, to put out some proper product and start building trust back with the community, et cetera.
Yeah, I think we can come on here every week and go at them for being late on releases, for redemptions, for blah, blah, blah. I don't think that's productive, and that's why we don't do it on here, and people get mad about that. But I do think, and to give them the benefit of the doubt, like, COVID's still happening, the supply chain issues are still happening. Like, that's real. That's all super, super real.
Yeah, we're not saying they're doing it intentionally.
Yeah, totally. But it would be a shame if the last thing people remember about Panini and Topps pre this change was that they kind of just not mailed it in, but like this all came apart at the end. That would be a real shame.
Yeah, see, I definitely don't see that happening with Panini. I think Panini is going to try to flourish in some of their other categories with UFC, NIL, stuff like that. Real quick, Ty Lue, is Upper Deck next for Fanatics?
I
Makes sense to
don't
me.
know. It does make sense to me, especially with the canceling of the hockey. It makes sense to me. Panini feels too with the SEC lawsuit monopoly. You're trying to do it all too much. Upper Deck kind of feels a little can fly under the radar.
Interesting.
I'm a NHL guy. When that first national, it was soccer, Gretzky, Sakic, all that. So I'm hoping it's Upper Deck, and I hope Fanatics gets NHL, and we get that cooking. The last 5 sports cards I bought were all New York Ranger players, predominantly Chris Kreider. So yeah, I do love hockey.
Yeah,
and that's what I think of when I think about Upper Deck.
All right, what about the Golden Sales? On
Well, predominantly Spider-Man. What do y'all think about Spider-Man, the Spider-Man card, and people being like, this is dumb, that's crazy, it's only because the movie hype and it's not going to go forever? I'm talking about the blue, it was the blue of 50 PNG.
That's a cool card for sure. Like, neat card. I love Spider-Man. Like, would love to own something. I'd rather buy a Tom Holland auto for under $5,000 or Tobey Maguire for under $5,000 and not spend six figures. What did it do? $132K?
Yeah, something like that.
Like, to me, that's I just don't understand. I love PMGs. I wasn't around in the 90s for the original PMGs. I wasn't a card collector there, so I don't understand the allure of the original PMGs. I understand their importance in cards and what they are. It just I can't fathom spending $132,000 on precious metal gem Spider-Man, but Marvel's big, and if people aren't, I don't think it's people like me buying those cards. I think it's people with some real money who have maybe more money than they know what to do with. I don't know. It's an interesting thing. Lou,
I was very confused by that number. That's
Really?
a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
I'll be honest. Like, this seems a lot like some of these recent trends where markets that weren't hot get hot, and they get hot, and they get hot, and then they cool down pretty quick, and some of the losses could be substantial. Like,
I also found it.
I think on a 10-year time horizon, that's a good buy.
Possibly.
If you look at what's happened with Marvel over the last 10 years, and you go forward 10 years, and collectability and around Marvel Comic-Con, like the underbelly of this shit. Bro, how much do you think like his mask from the movie set would go for?
His mask from the movie set and his
from like original first
Spider-Man.
I know. I think they are, but I think it would go for like $1 million. Like Toby's mask from the first movie, I think would go for $1 million. People got money, bro. Just think about Beverly Hills. So I'm like, in a 2-year window, yeah, he's probably down 50% on that card. In a 10-year window, I think it's a fucking dope buy.
Maybe. I found it peculiar that there was another one waiting on eBay, ready to go as soon as that auction ended on Goldin.
Super fair point.
With a starting bid of $99,000. Found that peculiar.
Very peculiar. Very peculiar.
Yeah.
But it's a cool card. I get it. I get the whole thing. So.
I mean,
there were a lot.
The Hermione, the Harry Potter that you tweeted. That is a massive card.
What card?
The triple auto, Ron,
Hermione.
Hermione.
I want that card so bad.
That's a huge card. Again, I think kind of similar like those Harry Potter art box autos. Now, that's why you go to Toby and Tom Holland and then as Spider-Man. I just think you can't separate her, Emma Watson from Hermione. I think you can separate Tom Holland or Toby from Spider-Man.
You definitely can't do that. Emma Watson's been way more on her own than Tom Holland has.
Yeah, but the majority of people that know Harry Potter know it through the movies, and there's not been
That's
multiple
true.
actors. Nowhere will there ever be multiple actors.
Yeah, but if you're talking about this generation, I think Tom is way more tied to Spider-Man than. Well, no, they both are because Emma's pretty tied to Hermione, but I think they both are.
I think Harry
I
Potter.
think-
Harry Potter characters are way more connected to Harry Potter characters than anybody for Spider-Man at all. It's not even a fair comparison. Not even close.
Yeah, I mean,
Agreed.
I guess. But yeah,
I would agree. Which is why I would say that triple auto of those actors and extras
huge.
are more valuable than just like a Harry Potter.
Gosh.
Whereas I think
See, that's the thing is I
Spider-Man.
want that card, but there's no way I'm spending. I mean, $132,000.
yeah.
Like
How
no.
much?
Well, like Tyler's comparing it. He was comparing it to like Marvel type hype, like $100,000.
I think that card is a $75,000, $100,000 card just off spec.
I wish it wasn't. That's wild. That's insane.
I would love.
What would you pay for it right now?
I wouldn't have guessed anywhere near that. Not even.
Look, I could
remotely.
be completely off. I just think it can get there for sure.
Yeah, my first guess without looking again. I'm not involved in the Harry Potter market at all. My first guess would have been 20 grand.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
For season 3, can we pop up like the card in the middle of the screen we're talking about, like afterwards?
Yeah. A little
Okay.
The
production
only
value.
one I've ever seen is the one that I think I told you guys before. Like Armin has it on Instagram. He has one of the most unique collections on earth. It's fantastic. But yeah, it's like tell you. I mean, if Marvel's doing that, it's hard to argue Harry Potter. I mean, Harry Potter was a big part of my life, like growing up. Like that movie series was like Star Wars for people born 15 years before me. Like
Yeah.
that's what it was. Like it was the movie. Like it was
everything. Dominated 10 years.
The series that everybody wanted. So yeah, I mean, it could do 100K. I mean, now that you say that, if Marvel PMGs are doing that much, it would be crazy if something like that went for.
I see a Hermione PSA 10 auto sold for $6,000.
Wow, I did not know that. 6,000 for.
Yeah, bro, it's like on and running.
Man,
This is like months ago. A raw one did 4,800, and
so it's definitely more than 20 grand.
That card is big.
That's a big card.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a disappointing start to a Tuesday.
Real shit.
Yeah, sorry I went there, but that's been on my mind a lot because I'm like,
Yeah,
wow.
definitely not buying
would
that
I
card.
do? Would I sell my Punk for that card? I don't know because I watched the special on HBO and was like, wow, this thing is big.
So
Did you cry?
Reg,
Yeah, I cried. I shed it to you. I was like,
Love that.
Reg had not seen all the movies. She had read some of the books and seen some of the movies. So like the other day, I think I told you guys that's what got me so into it. Is like we went back and watched one movie a night, and they're long. I mean, dude, it's just like seeing them back to back. I mean, dude, it's
The early ones are so bad. The first couple are so bad.
yeah. So we didn't watch the first. We didn't watch the first two. She had already seen those.
Those are the worst ones.
So yeah, so we watched 3 through 7.
They are, Ty.
I watched this. I watched the second one, my boy, like on some late, like after a game or something, and it was on, and we were just dying the whole time, more or less about how bad it was, but how good it is at the same time.
Yeah.
But I do want to also hit on some of the other stuff from Goldin because there were some pretty crazy sales. Like the LeBron PSA 9 Prism Gold, I think did 208,000. Mahomes National Treasures RPA BGS 9 doing 168,000. LeBron Topps Chrome Gold Rookie 9.5 out of like 50 did 900,000. Anthony Edwards Prism Gold did like over 150K. There were some crazy sales that night. Brady game used jersey. This Brady game used jersey.
The gold prism thing. Like this past Goldin auction, you've brought it up, I think, over the last kind of since we have the pod, but like people love gold prism. Like the price on the LeBron gold prism, like last year's, they do numbers.
Yeah,
and that's where it comes down to, I think, collectability. And I think colored prism will always play. Low numbered, dope colored prism, team color, whatever. I see that market continuing to be healthy. I saw like the purple LaMelo did crazy numbers.
The thing I took away from that Goldin auction was the volume of tickets. I found that kind of interesting.
You're super right. You're super right.
Found that kind of interesting. They made a point to say, like, highest sold tickets ever, all that good stuff. There was one cool one that I saw. I think tickets are like so stupid, but like I saw the Brady one about like his replacement game.
Mhm.
And it was inscribed with the beginning on it. I thought that was kind of cool.
I will say
cool
the tickets thing. I collect my own tickets. I literally have hundreds in like an envelope, and I love tickets. I
don't you
have
collect them
interest
'cause you
in
were there?
collecting. Correct. I have no interest in collecting tickets for a game that I wasn't at, and or seats I didn't sit in. But there's no denying that the ticket market is ripping.
So I did literally the same thing. Like anytime I ever went to a game, kept the tickets. I have all my Ohio State tickets.
I think everyone does that.
Yeah, I just like it was cool. I enjoyed I went to the Cavs Warriors the first time the Warriors ever won a title in Cleveland, sat in like 5 rows from the top. I mean, this was years ago. And after the game, went around and found ticket stubs on the floor, sold them on eBay to pay for my ticket later that night, and kept my 2 tickets. Found some ticket stubs on the floor.
That's
the other thing
you found tickets.
Origin story.
Wait, you post game collected ticket stubs on the floor.
Went on the ground. It was walking. So we were in the top, right? And I'm walking all the way down to watch
Game
the Warriors.
5, you said?
What?
This is game 5?
They won in Cleveland in 6? I think it was 6 the first time.
Okay.
Just game 6 in Cleveland. So I'm down. I'm like, we're as high as you can get. And we're walking down to like the mids. All the Cavs fans are gone. I mean, they're celebrating whatever. They're giving the trophy. So I'm walking from top to bottom, and I picked up every ticket. I mean, I think I picked up 5 and sold them for like $299, like $299, like $300 on eBay. Like I just picked up ticket stubs, and I was like, hey, here, sell these. Like I listed it on eBay, got an offer, sold it, and paid for my ticket to get into the game, and then kept my original too.
That's fine.
That's a Ryan Johnson origin story. That's very, very funny to me.
Yeah, I can see that play.
Do you guys think you would pay? Would you guys pay $15,600 for Shohei Ohtani's MLB debut ticket? PSA
There's
9?
Nothing I would pay $15,000 for Shohei Ohtani.
Why?
And there's nothing against Shohei Ohtani. That's outrageous.
There's a definition of not slashing the panty.
I think the other thing I enjoy collecting.
Ohtani's big. Don't hate on Ohtani, but I would not pay for his debut ticket.
Have you either one of you ever collected or kept any newspapers?
Yeah, I have some good ones.
I didn't do newspapers.
Yeah,
Sports Illustrated was a big thing. My growing up, my uncle literally had like 12 years of Sports Illustrated in his basement, every single one. So Sports Illustrated collecting was always a big thing. I have a couple good ones. Doug Flutie. We used to do commercials at my house, and we did a Doug Flutie Super Bowl Flutie Flakes commercial at my crib, and he was on the cover. So I have a couple like signed Doug.
That's
Flutie
cool.
That's
stuff.
cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
See, like that's cool stuff to collect because like it was like shot in your house or whatever. That's fun.
Yeah.
Old school Sports Illustrated, old school Beckett magazines, would go through when I was just getting in. So yeah, that kind of stuff's cool. But we're going to get into play of the week. This will be the first play of the week that we've run in season 3. And again, Tyler mentioned earlier, we had an awesome time with eBay, but as they are not currently a sponsor on this will be something we want to make very clear that you can submit from any buying platform. So a lot of these in the past, we were filtering through eBay only, or if you made a play on eBay, sold it on eBay, anything like that, we would take the play. But this, we want to open up to anyone at all. So if you are buying something on Goldin or Heritage or Alt or ComC or anything like that, we will consider any of those for play of the week.
At shows, if you do stuff at shows, if you buy stuff on Instagram, wherever.
And when you're at shows and you're going through value boxes and you see Mike White autos and they got him at 20, make sure you try to get it for 10. Not
buy him
20.
for 15, sell him to Jay for 20.
Yep, bought it for 15, sold it to Jay for 20. He'll pay full sticker on Mike White, is what he's essentially telling us at shows from play of the week, because you guys have seen that before. where Jay did not offer and then got upset that he didn't win because he did not stick to the theme
stop
for play of the
killing
week.
him. Let's move on.
So, but Tyler stepped away for a second, so we are going to Lou and I will carry this for now. Oh wait, he's back just in time. It's like it was perfect.
Jay just got put into a body bag
For no reason, too.
I mean,
Sorry, my
teams with a
man
kid out
Jay's
here.
taking
And he
that.
kept going like it was over.
I know.
I said delay. I'm like, Jay, it's
No,
not
he
yet.
didn't. He said keep going.
All right, Jay, let's get into play of the week. All right, so this is from Monstar Collectibles on IG. It says sold this 2013-14 flawless Oscar Robertson auto at a 20, BGS 9 with a 10 auto. Way before the card market boom, I picked this up in a Facebook Raz for $40. I wasn't desperate to flip it anytime soon, as he's an all-time great, but put it on eBay for $750 or best offer a month or two ago to see what would happen, and they binned it, so bought it now. Overall, a great plan and all-time guy. Side note, Ryan rooting for Joey B or Mac Jones this postseason. Joe Burrow, baby. The Patriots don't have a shot. They're playing Buffalo. I'm rooting for Joe Burrow. He's got a real shot. I want the higher pick.
Buffalo sucks,
That's
by the way,
crazy.
so I think the Patriots have more than a good chance to win that
Buffalo does not suck.
game. Okay.
I don't like the Bills. They don't suck. I don't like the Titans. They don't suck.
All right, we'll talk next week.
That's crazy. You're literally having your squad is in the playoffs and you're talking about another squad.
Yeah, I just don't want to win one game and get a higher pick. I want the better pick. Next year's class is loaded. I'm looking for some dogs next year. We're building for one. We're not winning the Super Bowl this year, so I'm like, hey, cool. Let's just get a better pick and win next year.
Okay, Oscar Robertson. Facebook Raz for 40 is a sneaky. I love a good Raz. Nothing like a good Raz. They're super fun. Great way to throw a little 40 spot. Maybe get something interesting. I'm curious why the person who bought it ended up just bidding this. I feel like you definitely could have offered $300 and Monstar probably would have taken it.
That I don't know.
Maybe you didn't have OBO on there.
It was OBO. Over 750 or best offer.
Tough scene.
Strange.
Interesting.
Good job, Monstar.
People get excited sometimes.
And I did see somebody quoted something on Instagram the other day, and it was very true, and I think it's practical here. If you believe in this, if you're the buyer of this card, you believe in this card 10 years from now, $750 doesn't matter.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't matter what the last one sold for. If you believe in this card 10 years from now, right? I mean, you'll see, 10
That's
years
what I
from now.
tell. I have multiple friends that are in the housing market right now.
Yeah, you just got done
going through the.
Sorry, finish.
There you go.
You just got done crushing Jay for not haggling, and you're just letting this go. It's
Oscar
so
Robertson
crazy.
and Mike White are not the same person. One's in a value box that's
comeback.
Something that doesn't ever get checked and is rarely updated, and dealers are looking to sell and not have to carry home. One of them is one of the greatest point guards of all time who averaged a triple-double for his career. Those are not the same person.
With respect, they couldn't get rid of this one either. They ended up razzing it. So
no, razzing is just moving money and selling things at full comps. Was sold on eBay as they buy it now for something you had little money in.
I want you to not attack my friend Jason. And that's all.
I'm not paying full sticker on a value box. That's what it's a value for a reason, not pay full sticker for a reason. Very different.
You could have, at the very least, you could have said, throw this one in for free.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole value box there. If there's a card at 20, I'm definitely getting a 5 for free. This is make a play, not pay full sticker.
Never forget who stuck up for you in this moment. I'm saying, Jay.
Next card, go play, Monster.
All right, so this is from is it G. Myson? It says, back when Donruss football came out, I bought my first pack on Whatnot for $6 and hit a Jalen Waddle downtown. Wow. Instead, real quick, Donruss for $6 a pack? Is that there's no way that's Hobby. Hobby was $25. That's got, where are you hitting them?
That's low or high?
I mean, it had to have been from a blaster. It would have had to have been from a blaster or something because Hobby's 25, 30 a pack. Anyways, he said, instead of selling it raw, I subbed it to SGC through Nash Cars for $25 and ended up getting a Jemmy. A PSA 10 Jamar Chase downtown sold for $1,400 around the time I got it back. So I listed the Waddle for $1,200. I ended up accepting a best offer of $900 a couple days ago. After all my fees and expenses, I ended up with a profit of $711. Love the pod. Keep up the great work. That's a play.
Good stuff.
And
Yeah,
I
that's
love
a
the
proper
extra
play.
research with like looking into someone comparable. I think Jamar Chase, for the most part, was a great comparison for that. I like this. This is a good play.
And he does the waddle dance.
Best celebration in the NFL.
ever. The
Best
waddle.
celebration in the NFL. Easily the best celebration.
How do we feel about the SGC, Jimmy?
Love it. And he got like really strong value compared to the PSA 10. Like if the Jamar PSA 10 is 14, 900 for the Waddle is really, really strong.
Yeah, we talk about this a lot,
SGC,
right?
yeah.
Like SGC and PSA 10s are not always super comparable.
Especially for like, there's not a lot of there can't be more than 3 or 4 of these Waddle PSA 10s. So it's not like there's a lot of them floating around.
Yeah, and it's like your risk versus reward with SGC on this is just not like that substantial. Like PSA minimum a couple weeks ago before a couple weeks ago was $150+ dollars. SGC's under 30 and you did it for $25. Like your risk versus reward, you're getting you're not going to get as much of it PSA 10s. I get that, but if a PSA 9, you're basically getting just above raw price. So yeah, it's a play. And Jay said most catches ever by a rookie. I thought he got close. I didn't know he broke it. So I don't know if that's true or not. But either way, him and Chase, man, had a good year.
2 great receivers. Next.
All right, Jay. Next one. All right, so this is from Kevin McCormier on IG. It says, play of the week. One night I stumbled upon an MLS game. I had never heard of Ricardo Pepe, but he scored 2 goals in the next few minutes. The announcers mentioned he was named to the U.S. men's national team. So I went to eBay and found a 2020 Bowman Blue rookie at a 150 for 140. It came in and looked great, so I sent it to SGC for 2 reasons. 1, it looked good, and 2, it would stop me from selling too early if it was at grading. It came back a 10, Jemmy, ! And threw it up on my slabs and waited. With the transfer news, I accepted an offer for $600, which means after grading, fees, insured shipping, I had a profit of $394.04. Not bad for a random channel flipping in August. This is fantastic.
Sports cards are the best.
Fantastic.
This is the dream.
Sports cards are the best. My man's balling. Big balling. Remember, guys, the World Cup's coming this year.
This is like one of my favorite things when it's like this dude just happens to be watching the Team USA game. He's like, oh, who's Ricardo Pepe? Oh, he's on the U.S. men's national team? Okay, cool. I'll just buy this blue. And then he just makes a quick $400. Love to see it.
And this was this Bowman. Ty, this was the Bowman where like Topps, I don't remember the exact story about this. I know we've mentioned it before briefly, but this is where like Topps had made a bunch of these MLS Now boxes and they weren't like all the way printed. So some of them, they said that there wasn't as many as were actually printed. So there's
right. Yeah.
Remember? So this was that issue
You
with the
picked
Topps
up a
Now
couple,
stuff.
right?
What?
This is the Bowman. This is the Topps Bowman MLS.
On demand.
I thought you guys got some of them.
Yeah, I have 14 boxes.
Nice. This to me is like why collecting exists a little bit. I will never forget 2 things. 1, my random channel flipping when I had a TV in my bedroom, kind of like on the early side. I think I had a TV in my bedroom in like 6th grade, maybe 5th grade. My random channel flipping when I couldn't speak was Malice at the Palace. I literally watched Malice at the Palace live on TV on some late, like just an NBA game on. All of a sudden, boom! And it was late game under the basket. Then the whole thing went down. Also, the Syracuse 6 overtime game. But this dude's gonna remember if Ricardo Pepe goes onto the World Cup and ends up like being a real player or whatnot. 1, it's why people collect shit and it's valuable. He's probably going to want to buy a Pepe back if he turns into something. So always remember this. And just from like signifying memories, I just think like to me the play is cool and all, but what's way cooler is that he just learned about this dude on some random shit by happenstance and loves the game and yada yada.
And this is also, Ty, why I believe so much in sports cards as an investment class long term is Ricardo Pepe, right? You're watching a game. He scores 2 goals. He's awesome. All right. Well, if you believe in Ricardo Pepe for the next 18 months, what bet do you place on him? There's not really a wager to place. You know how you can get invested in Ricardo Pepe? You can buy a sports card. You can get on eBay. You can buy this. Then you can grade it. You can hold it. You can sell it. There's a lot of things you can do with this. You can list it on MySlabs and wait and see if 10 weeks go by and you get a good offer. Like, there's a lot of things you can do with this. This is how you can invest in things like that. Like when you see, like you said, Ty, it's going to be a big part of the future. People, not necessarily teams. Like when people have moments, you're going to buy, people, and you're going to buy their cards. And I think this is a good sign for cards long term. So small thing on the map, but I think it's an important piece of the puzzle.
I think I need to get a Pepe auto.
Yeah, me too.
All right, Jay, next one.
I wonder if it's Pepe in the
Oh, wow. This could be, holy cow. This is going to be amazing. All right. Red Rose Sports Cards on IG. It says, not sure if this qualifies for play of the week, maybe find of the week. I knew I had a box of old cards from my collecting days as a kid back home. I stayed with collecting, but just haven't gotten around to checking the box since I assumed there wouldn't be anything of value in there. Long story short, my brother and dad came to visit for Christmas, and I told my brother to bring my old cards so I can see what's inside. As I'm digging, I find an amazing Tracy McGrady card in the old snap case we used back in the day. The card is from the 98-99 Metal Universe and turned it over and read Precious Metal Gems in the bottom left corner, 28 out of 50. I knew PMGs were hot right now, so I listed it for an absurd amount on eBay to field any offer. Even put in the description that I couldn't find cops, so make an offer. At about 1 a.m., I started getting offers about an hour after it had been listed. After some back and forth between the buyer and I, we agreed on a price of $47.50. $4,750 the day after Christmas on a card you found in a box from your childhood. This is wild.
Unbelievable. Nothing like it. There's nothing like cards. I think we should tweet out this like this story is like
that's what I was going to say, Jay. Literally,
this is like the story of I collected when I was a kid. I was going through boxes with it's the holidays, you're hanging out. Oh, your brother and your dad bring over your old cards, and you're like, oh wait, I just found $5,000 sitting in this box.
I'm actually surprised it didn't. I mean, I don't follow the PMG market as closely.
It's
but
nutty.
McGrady in cards, like I talked about that before, like he is one of those guys that was super collected, and PMGs are hot. But man, it's hard to.
And
it's
the
hard to say no
OG Raptors jersey with the OG T-Mac kicks
that
out.
Raptors jersey is like top tier.
That card is crazy.
It's funny. We
I bet he could have gotten way more, but
he had it listed for $12K. I just checked.
That's wild. What? I mean, I don't think it's going to win play of the week, but it is.
But it gets its own content series on IG and Twitter. No doubt.
It is definitely worthy of mention because that is wild.
That's a play.
Yeah.
That's a play.
That's crazy.
Whew. Damn.
All right. So Jay's got one more. This is from Zick Cardboard on IG. It says play of the week. I bought this one-of-one immaculate printing plate of Nikola Jokic after the 1920 basketball season. I thought he was an underrated talent who was undervalued in the hobby because he was a Euro big man who played in a small market. I picked it up for $4.40 from ComC on eBay and was all in for $10.06 with shipping on August 29th of 2020. I listed it after he won his MVP from 2021 for a high dollar amount to entertain offers. The number, he says, is $729. On January 1st of this year, I accepted an offer for $200 and it was paid for the next day. After shipping and eBay fees, I made a total profit of $177.24. I have a lot of other serial number Joker I've been doing the same thing with. Love the podcast. Thanks.
I like the play. I respect the play. I think it's a great buy. And I think that this can continue to occur. I think he sold early.
I think so too. I'm confused.
I think he did incredibly well for a non-rookie, non-autographed printing plate of a big man that plays in Denver, like he said.
That's a good point.
Fair, but it could be a back-to-back MVP, and it's a one.
Yeah, it's a printing plate. Printing plates do not sell. Somebody's looking to complete the entire rainbow here and looking for this. Look at printing plates across the board in the market. They do not sell. They're not heavily.
That was
collected.
good data. That was good data by Ryan. I'm here. Good job,
Respect.
Ryan.
I would have held it.
Yeah, I would have
I
sold
would've
it.
moved it.
I
I
would have
would've
turned
moved it too.
400. I would have turned $4.40 to $177, and
Yeah.
I'd have gone on to the next play and flipped it. I love the play. I think it's exactly what you want. I mean, yeah, you can't maximize everything at every time. You can turn $4, which is in less than McDonald's lunch, into a steak dinner for
Well,
two.
it's like
I'm in.
not if you're just getting like a chicken nugget, you know what I'm saying? But like,
Yeah, I mean, what's 10-piece nugget cost?
I'm
$2.
joking.
mean-
Do you think you take, if you have this card and you're exactly what you said, like someone's trying to complete a rainbow, blah blah blah. Do you think you list it for like? I mean, I guess if you bought it for $10, you list it for $200, then like, yeah, I guess that.
He listed it for $729.
Yeah. You did good. I'm a fan.
Right, so like just
I'm here.
real
I
quick.
had to run through it in my head.
Real quick, let's just search eBay, right? Jokic 1 of 1 plate is what I searched. An NT 101 did 150 oboe. Bunch of NT plates did 150 oboe. National Treasures plate magenta biography did $32 at auction. Another printing plate did $30. Another one did $91. Like,
Mickey is a genius.
yeah, I agree.
Mickey did very well.
You can buy them on
great
eBay
play.
for 140, 120, 79.
Great.
I mean, I love it. $4 into $177. That is definitely a play.
I respect it. I would have held it. I respect it.
Fair. I mean, to each
All
his
right,
own.
let's run through them.
This is tough.
Yeah.
We'll mark this, right? I think it's Pepe.
I think it's one of the two SGC plays. I like them both. I like the Waddle play more, and comparing it to the Chase 10 and going that route. The Pepe's cool, just more of like kind of like on a whim, grab it and go kind of thing. And I respect that too, but for the sake of the play, I'm going to take the Waddle.
I like the Pepe for the story.
Yeah, if we were picking for stories, I'd pick the Tracy McGrady, but
stories are all we have in this life, Ryan.
Not wrong.
Yeah, I was gonna. I mean, all right, I was gonna take the T-Mac, but I won't. The reason I was gonna take the T-Mac is because I think there's far more people that have the T-Mac in their attic, and just don't do anything about it. And like literally, that's for post-tax, whatever. Like it's $3,500 cash in your bank account infused. You know, that's a month's rent right there. And I think a lot of people have, whether it's a T-Mac or whatever it is, of stuff. But I think it's harder to actually go through it, take the 2 hours, see if anything's worth anything, execute on the sale. I feel like a lot of people just don't want to do that. So I respect the shit out of this play. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Pepe. I mean, I think it's a brilliant and beautiful and very promoting thing for the hobby of like being able to enjoy sports, watch sports, see things. Everyone that's into sports thinks they have a favorite player that's under the radar or a guy or see talent or anything like that, or they like some random dude's thing like Josh Giddey. I don't know why there's a vibe. And then to actually make the play, that's I think the heart of what we do and this segment. And to me, this is a play. I mean, to say I'm watching this, that guy's good. Most people would say that guy's good. Maybe tweet about it. That guy's good. Maybe just know it. Maybe tell a friend about it. To go to eBay, buy the card, grade it, sell it, and see it through is a play. In my opinion.
Side note, Lou, when the other day you were watching the Nets basketball game, do you get on eBay and buy Cam Thomas?
There's nothing to buy. I would.
Lou didn't make a play. At least Kevin made a play.
Facts.
There's nothing to buy. I would if I could.
Fair.
But
No, but I was thinking about the same thing. Ty, go ahead.
I was going to say, shout out my man Kev.
Yeah, made a play. Like I like the idea, Ty, of like, yeah, I mean, and honestly, this was a really good week. These are all really good plays. This was a good batch for the start of season 1, or for the start of season 3, season 1. Geez, for the start of season 3, that was definitely a good batch there. I think a lot of those could have won most weeks, so that was pretty good. But shout out to Kevin for the win. So, last but not least, as we wrap up episode 1. We got to talk about this week's releases. A couple things I know coming out this week. A couple things got pushed back. The big one, while I pull it up here, the big one is going to be Mosaic Football.
Mosaic Football, Second year
Yep.
of it?
What'd you say?
Is
Yes.
that this? It's the second year of the product, right?
Correct. Yep. And again, I think this is important to talk about because when we compare football and basketball product, Mosaic basketball comes out after the products like Optic and Select and Prism, whereas Mosaic football comes out before Prisms, Optics, Selects, things like that. So Mosaic basketball is later in the season. Mosaic football is earlier in the season. Just fun fact worth pointing out that might play into how the resale does on one or the other. But you got Mosaic, one that might be up Lou's alley. He made a comment at the end of season 2 that makes me think this might be up Lou's alley. National Treasures Racing.
I actually was looking at it.
I'm very interested. It's always like sneaky affordable.
Yeah, compared to other NT products, it will definitely be.
It's like sneaky. Like you can kind of, if you want to get some NT in your life, you can maybe get in there.
And there's also another product coming out this week I think Tyler might have interest in. Don't know much about it, but it's 2020, 2021 Marvel annual trading cards from Upper Deck. So it looks like, doesn't look like it's. Go ahead.
Just give me all the Bubba Wallace National Treasures, and I'm good.
Okay. So yeah,
They're coming in hot. Team Jordan, baby.
A couple interesting products this week with NT Racing, Marvel annual trading cards, and Mosaic football. So I think Mosaic will be fun, right? It's just, especially as the market is hot now, playoffs are on, people are going to be watching on the weekends. It's one of the better products that's been out this year. It's not, it's not saying a lot because it's not Prism or Optic or Select, but it's a higher mid-tier product, I would say. So it'll be fun, and I think it will be very, very popular in terms of being ripped. I think current online market prices are around $750 per box. So
$750 for a hobby box?
One hobby box.
Yikes.
Yikes. Lou said no.
Sounds like trouble.
Sounds like trouble. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right, gang.
Sounds like
proper way to kick off season 3.
Yep. Heck of an episode. So
oh man, I love you guys.
Appreciate you guys for listening. We will see you next time. Peace, guys.
Peace.